Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 343. Can you believe it? Of FloWrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles. Joined as always by the company man, repping the ASICs today. A proud sponsor of FloWrestling Radio Live, Easton, Pennsylvania's own Willie Saylor. To my right, the pride of Baltimore. Why be more when you can be less? Wait. That's the opposite motto for Nomad. And to my left, Kyle Brackey, wearing his Green Bay Packers gear. You guys have a coach now. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm excited that
I think he's terrible.
next offensive guru.
I think he's probably terrible.
Who is it?
Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, he might be awful.
Is he related to Theo?
I think he's gonna be
Yes.
like kind of a spineless guy for Rodgers to walk over. We'll see. You know what? I won't reserve.
You know nothing about this man.
I know, but I've heard the takes about him, and I'm regurgitating those takes. So
Okay.
we'll see.
Yeah,
But
you
he
gotta-
knows Sean
Ash should be
McVay,
quiet.
which is apparently the top
Thank God we have your opinion.
criteria.
Kyle is salty today,
At
boy.
least they fired a Super Bowl winning coach. At least they got rid of him.
Yeah, who hadn't done anything
Who
in
is
4
now-
years.
Is he not now the tight ends coach in Atlanta?
Who? McCarthy?
He was interviewing
Yeah.
for the Jets job, which he didn't get because nobody wants him.
I
Okay.
heard he was interviewing for the tight end job. Who's
I
gonna coach? Tony
seriously
Gonzalez?
doubt he would do that.
Yeah. He knows how to use a tight end, though. Okay. So, big week coming up. We actually had a duel yesterday, or several duels maybe, but we had Iowa State versus North Dakota State. And I didn't think we were going to start with Austin Gomez, but I do want to talk about this. So, like, we always talk about the guys that the Dean Hiles that played with fire in their career, like just winning by one, winning by a little bit. Is there an opposite thing where, like, is Austin Gomez playing with fire too much and it's going to burn him eventually? Or is this just like freshman guy figuring it out and it's actually in the long run going to be a really good thing for him? Like, what do you make of a guy that is so frequently down and has his back up against the wall? He had to have a late takedown in 40 seconds of ride out to take out Cam Sikora and then to take him down in overtime. Is there anything to make of that?
I think it's just, he knows the fans like comebacks and last second victories. And so he's just giving the people what they want.
Nope.
Yeah, that's not it.
I mean, if he keeps doing it, it probably is going to eventually catch up with him at a probably not great time.
Catch up with him? It'll catch up with them. You see this all the time. Like when he becomes a junior, and he doesn't have that fire that you have when you're a freshman and you're just getting out. You're just wearing the Iowa singlet for the first couple of times. It'll catch up with him then.
Close.
When he cannot.
If he starts wearing an Iowa singlet, I don't think he's.
No.
Yeah, I do know
Iowa
what you mean.
State.
But shots fired at juniors and they're fire, apparently.
You see it a lot.
It's hard. Okay.
I mean, it's tough to come back.
Yeah. I think we probably won't see it as much by the time he's a junior. I don't think he'll be digging himself in those sorts of holes. At least that's my guess. Okay. That's that. We've got a lot of matches, as I mentioned.
Well, what does that say? What does it say for his AA odds, right? Because those are the types of things. I don't know when you're looking at making predictions. I do it all the time when like a Super 32 preview or an Ironman preview or a Fargo picks or something. Is when you have those big brackets with a lot of talented kids in and a lot of guys to choose from. It's tough to pick a guy that digs holes, because you have to string them together. At somewhere along the line, you're just gonna say, okay, he's gonna lose one of these.
Yeah. I mean, you would think it's going to happen at some. Do we have any idea that Gomez was like this coming into this year? Like, because I feel like always
It happened in freestyle.
Yeah, it happens a lot in freestyle too, actually.
The thing is, like in freestyle, like the matches are kind of designed that they can definitely go that way a lot easier. In folk style, you're not supposed to be able to come back like this. Not that he was down. He was down like 1 point.
I can't remember who it was in Vegas at the Open, but he was down big to someone there.
Was it Saunders?
It might have been, yes.
Yeah,
He was
I
down
pinched
like
him.
6-0, 8-0.
Yeah.
Came back and won. And then same with Vito in the first match of their World Team Trials finals in Rochester. He was down like 8-0.
He was down big to Vito the year before in 2017
At
at
Lincoln,
juniors.
yeah. Yeah. So it's kind of his thing.
He's kind of in a lot of awesome matches. Comes out.
It just takes him a second to get warmed up and like in his groove, I guess.
You know, it's interesting. Gomez got turned to give up the near fall. Talking with Coach Dresser, he was like, Sakura is, and I didn't realize he was this good on top. He's like, Sakura's like one of the 2 best guys at the weight from the top position. So, and it was interesting that he chose under, knowing that his coach knew that. But I think it's like, hey, this guy's in the Big 12. Let's see what we can do. And he was up, so you think it's okay. But so interesting. Thank you, Austin Gomez. You've been fun. You've been a treat to follow so far this year. So, little discussion. Gavin Teasdale. Will we see him this weekend? It's kind of well, Kale spoke to the media, but didn't really give a definitive yes or no.
He didn't.
What did you thought he did? Or are you being sarcastic?
I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying you gleaned something definitive from him.
Even by
Kale doesn't ever really give a definitive answer.
Even by like Kale standards, who like look, he doesn't give answers, right? So like whatever, that's fine. Even this one was like a little like, all right.
Well, he acknowledged it in the quote. It's like, guys, like I know that's not the answer you're looking for, but to be fair, he shouldn't. To protect his athlete, I mean, clearly, it was a weight thing with the scuffle, right? So you don't want to say, yeah, he'll be there for Rivera. One, you don't want to you don't need to tip your hat to Northwestern. Two, you don't need to say, yeah, he'll be there, and then when he's not there, then it just creates more questions for you to answer.
No, but I would have rather him said like, yeah, we're gonna do what's best for Gavin. He's coming along, and yeah, that's it. Rather than him being like, yeah, there's open tournaments and there's duels.
He explains the NCAA season.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't know if we'll see him this weekend. It would seem like what?
Shorty Hitchcock tournament.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't be surprised if he entered that.
All right, Shorty Hitchcock.
Somebody on the BWI board yesterday.
Talk to Shorty.
Get Shorty on the horn.
I think it was
Well,
Atomic Andrew listed all the.
Hold on, Willie. Jeez.
Well, when they say Shorty Hitchcock Memorial, it usually means he's not among the living. So don't call him.
R.I.P. Shorty Hitchcock. But I think it was Tom McAndrew that listed all of the remaining opens that are that are in Pennsylvania, that are options that Gavin could go to. So things we should keep an eye on, I guess.
Well, the important part about it is, if you're wondering why I bring up Shorty Hitchcock, because as opposed to wrestling attached in a duel, because a duel is one match, right? A tournament, you have to get to 17 to be seeded, right? So he needs volume of matches if he's going to be wrestling.
I think that, I don't know. How many duels do they have left, Nomad?
I believe 10, but the issue there, Will, is they have to be against Division I guys.
And so often those guys are not.
And if you're looking at the second half of the season.
Well, I mean, if you would hit an open this weekend.
You have to have 17 matches to be seeded? Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't Kyle Snyder the 1 year have less than that?
No, they have 10 duels remaining. And
it's not going to be true this year because everyone gets seeded.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good point.
And then to be in the coaches' rankings, you have to have a certain amount of matches.
Yeah, I don't think you have to have 17 to get. I mean, even old rules, right? Because otherwise, Kyle Snyder wouldn't have been that.
There was some 17 match rule.
Well, okay.
I think it's
maybe it might have been for the RPI.
Yeah.
So they bent the rules for Snyder, which whatever, that's fine. It's Kyle Snyder. I don't think you should generally do that, but if you're going to make an exception, make it for an exceptional person. The 17 match thing is for RPI, if I can find it, and the 8 matches is for coaches ranking.
How many majors did John Trench have?
Yeah, can I get a Trench update? I don't know why I woke up thinking about that. I was like, no man, I really had Trench stats pulled up. I just got
You told me you woke up thinking about A Few Good Men.
No, I didn't wake up thinking about A Few Good Men. I came in here and I was looking at all the matchups, and I saw who's wrestling Cameron Caffey. Michigan, he's going to wrestle.
Lieutenant Weinberg.
No, not Lieutenant Weinberg. Anyway, never mind. You're getting me off the rails, Willie. which is your ultimate goal all the time. So I don't know if we'll see him. Do you pull him for Rivera? That's a pretty tough first test, the number one guy in the country. But at the same time, why not see where you're at? But it would make more sense, I guess, if they wrestled him against Connor Brown, which would be on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
So not sure what we'll see there in terms of Gavin. I still think they're going to wrestle him eventually, attached varsity this year, for all the reasons we've been discussing routinely, just a matter of when. And I hope soon. I'd love to see him. I'd love to see him compete and see where he's at, and I think it's good for him.
Here's an interesting, I don't know, maybe it's not interesting. I think it's an interesting question. Kale loves to start at 125.
Mm-hmm.
If it is indeed a tough cut for Gavin, would this be a time where he'd be like, hey, why don't we draw?
Does he like to start at 25?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think he's gonna shift. I think it.
Just something that was.
Yeah, no.
If there is in fact a weight issue with Gavin, that it's gonna be a tough cut for him regularly.
Right. You know what I was thinking about? Just talking about
people.
Talking about people. It's Soriano Fix Week. Is it a thing that Dayton's gonna wrestle and make weight back-to-back days, whereas Soriano will have a Friday Sunday thing? Because I didn't think about that, how it's a Saturday Sunday for Oklahoma State. And now I don't think the cut is really a thing for Dayton, but wrestling back-to-back days, I don't know.
I mean, that's why in the very beginning I picked Gross over him. Now, obviously they didn't wrestle, but part of my thinking was, it was Lezak actually. Was Dayton has to wrestle back-to-back days. They're on the road. Gross Lezak could sleep in his own bed. Only one cut. So, I think it matters somewhat. Maybe not to Dayton, but it can definitely, back-to-backs in any sport. They talk about in the NBA all the time. Back-to-backs suck. So yeah, I think it matters a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's a factor or not. He's not going to be particularly tested by Princeton's 33-pounder. It's not like he's got glory or anything. So maybe that's a non-factor. But I think it's interesting to discuss. Another, talk about Gavin. Is he going to wrestle? Is he not going to wrestle? Sounds like no Stoll Stevenson. Sam wasn't even listed as the probables. It was poor Aaron Costello, which that's a tough go, buddy. Because Gable just doesn't beat you. He does humiliate you. It's part of his brand, right?
Yeah.
So that's
What do you make of that? Who's on the train of he does too much? He's too.
Well, we talked about it
much.
The last show.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if we need to rehash it
was
again.
Was that asked after the Colucci match? Yeah,
yes.
I guess it was.
Yeah, Tuesday. So
Very much so.
I don't have an issue with it. He maybe one day will get a taste of his own medicine. And we saw, when Orndorff cross-faced the fire out of him at Vegas, he kind of got up. He's like, "Yep, I'm going to get those when I do this." So, I think it's fine. But yeah, Gable will be merciless against Costello, so that will be ugly. The other big match, well, not that is a big match, but the other match of import is 133. We're going to have Lezak DeSanto, which is probably the most curious style clash. You have DeSanto, whose motor is insane, goes on his feet hard, definitely not great from the bottom position, versus the most, I won't say most one-dimensional because Ethan's really good on his feet, but certainly one of the best top wrestlers in the country at 133 pounds. And so what's the predictions there,
First of all, did you guys hear the apparent discrepancy in the last duel where Minnesota was saying it was the trainers that wouldn't let him go, but then the other team said that he couldn't go because this trainer or something like that?
I've heard no rumors other than skin.
Skin, right. But one coach said it was one person saying he couldn't go, and the other people, like Eggum was like, no, they wouldn't let him go. We want him to go.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, hopefully, yeah. Well, I'm hopeful that whatever it is, the match. Can we talk about the match? Nothing? Move on?
I mean,
it's like everyone just.
Well, I was waiting for him to finish. But, yeah, as far as Lizak DeSanto, like, I'm generally going to pick against DeSanto when it comes to top 10 guys this year. I still...
It's part of your brand.
Yeah, it's part of my brand of thinking that he's going to have trouble in this match. Now, he could take him down 8 times, and he certainly has gotten better on the mat. Like, unquestionably, you can see it, both in terms of his willingness to wrestle on the mat, his ability, like his skill level on the mat. It's much more a priority now, but give me Lizak at home. And
I don't know, just how many matches? Lizak's wrestled 19 matches this year. I feel like I haven't seen him much.
He's been in the streets, I guess. I mean, he wrestled at Vegas.
Lost to Pletcher 5-4 and Philippi 4-0. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen him enough this year, but I don't. Is he like on top of his game right now? You think?
I think he's approximately close to his game. I mean, he didn't get smoked by Pletcher or. I mean, even the 4-0 kind of looks bad against Philippi, but that was a really close match where just 2 counter takedowns.
I mean, he was in deep in the third, and a takedown would have put him in the lead, if I remember correctly. So that score is a little deceiving of how close it actually was.
Exactly.
True. That is true because of what we think of Philippi.
It all comes back to Tim Rooney, and he pinned him not that long ago at the duel.
But, I mean, was anybody taking... Like, now we sort of believe in Philippi. Like, now Philippi's, like, sort of a thing. But at the time, it was like, oh, my God, Lizak's losing to Philippi.
Right? But I guess after seeing how it materialized at the end, it's like, oh, okay, not so bad.
Yeah.
I also just think we hadn't seen Philippi in a while. And kind of like forgot he was good.
Well, no, it's not. I would disagree with that. But there was no indication that he was. It wasn't like a forget. There was never a point in Philippi's D1 career where there was an indication he could beat those level of guys.
Part of that was because he was hurt.
He's wrestled.
We didn't see him.
No,
much.
He wrestled tons of matches.
He could not have wrestled tons of matches because he's a freshman now.
No,
so
he wrestled 20 matches last year, and
he's a third-year freshman.
Yeah, he wrestled 33 matches his true freshman year and 20 last year.
So how, pray tell, is he a freshman then if he wrestled 33 matches?
Christian mentioned that a while ago.
Yeah, because it wasn't a medical. It was like he served. Basically, he had to
served in the military.
He served in the Marine Corps. No, basically the ACC to ACC transfer, he had to sit a year, but then it got like overturned, even though he sat a year. So somehow there's like a year given in the thing. So now he has 4 years to compete.
So how many top?
He lost 3 times last year, and they were 3 back to back to back. It was
Del Vecchio twice and
Vito twice, once in OT and Vito.
So that's why
it's not that bad a year.
Yeah.
Corbin Myers.
Yeah, but there's no, if he was going to beat the Lizaks and the Pletchers, we would have seen him, beat a Del Vecchio and a Vito at least, right? Because those guys aren't even on that level. So we've got 40, 50 matches from him. There's no indication that Mickey was that guy. So
ultimately, who are you taking, Piles?
Give me DeSanto.
The thing is, if DeSanto is going to beat him, it's going to be now. Like, Lizak generally is a better version of himself in March.
It's the scene of the crime.
It is the scene of the crime.
2 years ago, Gilman, Lizak. Now, Thomas Gilman is a different cat when it comes to Austin DeSanto. But, I don't know. I certainly, Lizak's the favorite, but I'll...
I'm sort of with Nomad. I'll take Lizak.
I'll take Lizak as well.
All right, just me on DeSanto Island.
No, I'm sure Nick V's picking DeSanto.
Nick V's got DeSanto. Yeah, so that's it. Any other juicy matchups in that one?
Well, let's. No, not really.
Not really, right?
I mean, Tommy Thorne, Pat Lugo might be.
No.
No, it might be like a disaster of a match.
I think that's a guarantee.
Blythe and
Young.
Young.
Yeah, that's an interesting one where Young's ranked higher, but I don't even know if he's the favorite there. I think Blythe. Well,
I really
it was an interesting matchup.
Really want to see Young. Like he's got a pretty tough stretch here, and I really like to see how he does.
What's his stretch? Do you know it?
It's something like Blythe's. It ends with Burger Deacon, but
oh boy,
it's all ranked guys. Hold please. It is Blythe's, Van Brill, Barone, Deacon, Burger.
Yeah.
So we'll have a lot more information about Mr. Caleb Young by January 27th.
Okay, that's coming quick.
And 4 of them are on the road too.
At this point, I mean, not at this point. I mean, to wrap up Minnesota, Iowa, like I went from being angry that Stoll was still number 1 because I just don't agree with it to kind of like sad. Like at this point in mid-January, because I went from thinking that they're being like overly cautious with Sam to thinking like if in mid-January if he still can't go, like is he really that bad? Because I like Sam. I want to see him wrestle, right? It's like now it's like, man, he might be like really not good.
Well, no, I mean I think we've seen them be pretty cautious with Sam in the past. I mean, a year ago, he didn't wrestle Hamida. I don't think this is anything.
Was that
new.
this time of year though?
It was in December. It was even earlier.
I know that's my point.
So it wasn't as late, but I mean, we could go back, and I think we've seen it in other instances. The more athletic heavyweights, he's, the guy's got a history of knee injuries, right? Coming into this year, prior to
yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be cautious. I'm saying if you're still cautious this late in the season, it's like I'm starting to think it's more serious. I'm not in the room. I don't know how serious it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't view it any different than any other year since he tore his knee up as a freshman, I guess it was. Ever since then, I think they've been just keeping him together till March. I could be wrong. I'd like to go back and look through all their box scores and see some duels he missed. But I just feel like each year he's kind of had some that he's sat out.
Well, the one year he got hurt in the last duel of the season. I don't know exactly what year that was for him.
Was that against?
It was against Okie State.
No, it was against Gwiz in the national duels.
That was his freshman year. In his sophomore year, he got hurt against Oklahoma State and Schaefer, and that was in January.
Oh, it was. I thought it was like the last duel.
No,
it was late.
The national duels was at the end. So yeah, I don't know what to make of it. I mean, certainly he's not exceedingly healthy, or he'd be wrestling more. I don't know how much better or worse he is than in years past. Okay. Next up on Friday, Ryan Deacon versus Jason Nolf. I think Willie got us talking about this just because he reads Hawkeye Report and Wrestler Never Dies as a Cat fan. So he had us thinking that people thought this was a thing. And then Berger beats Deacon, and now I think we're back to reality.
For me, the thing of it is I'm looking at it through the lens of Nolf's Hodge candidacy. And if he has a tight one with Deacon, so Nolf in the last few years has had close decisions against Kemmerer, Pantaleo, Hidley, might be one other. So Deacon could keep it to a decision, like 7-3, 8-4.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was kind of getting at. Not so much Deacon beating Nolf, but can he go with them? Christian brought up yesterday that Zane beat him by 8 last year. And I don't know how healthy Deacon was, and he was good last year, but he certainly looked better to start this year. And so, even myself included, I'm like, I wonder what Deacon Nolf looks like. But the burger match kind of is like, okay, it's not. Nobody really versus Nolf is a thing.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know where you put the line for this match, but I do think it's probably a decision. Deacon has never been turned in his collegiate career, which is interesting.
How's it possible if Zane majored him? 10-2.
I don't know.
He's been majored 3 times.
I don't know. Who said? Someone said it. A Northwestern person said it.
Yeah. Wrestling never dies.
I don't think it wasn't him.
It was. If it wasn't him, then they got it from him. He just kept posting it on that board several times.
Dang.
I'm going to call chicanery on that.
Did I just get fake news by Wrestling Never... Shame on me.
I think it might be true. He got majored 3 times, though. He got majored by Brandon Sorensen.
The math isn't adding up in my head.
He is not... Zane did not turn him.
So he just wrote him... Classic Zane.
Every time he was majored...
tried to torture him. Okay.
He was majored 3 times, and every time it was exactly 8 points.
Yeah. Which is possible without near fall.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you got escape and right. It's like, and you got a takedown with... He got 2 takedowns in the last 12 seconds. All right, anyway. Okay, yeah, maybe Ryan Deacon has been turned.
All right, so that's Ryan Deacon, Jason Nolf. I don't know what else Penn State-wise going on in that that duel that's really of note other than Gavin Watch and...
Yeah, so it's Gavin Watch, it's...
Jennings, Kassar.
Yeah, it's opportunities for Penn State's guys like RBY, Nick Lee, and Kassar to get good wins over qualifiers. Like RBY could improve his seed with a win over Valdiviez. So just kind of, and obviously all upset opportunities for Northwestern, which is always, it's nice to get those upset opportunities, whether you take
and Nick Lee.
Yeah. Yaya got smoked by Chad Red. Whoa.
It was
ugly. I thought that was going to be a tighter match.
Well, Chad looked not good this whole year until then, right? And Yaya looked really good at Midlands. I think he was 3rd.
Dang, really? Holy smokes. That's a lot better than I thought he did.
Half their lineup placed in Midlands.
Yeah, so that was a little surprising, but I still think as far as Nick Lee goes.
Also, I don't know, I found it interesting when I was writing the preview. Johnny Sebastian's 2 matches against Mark Hall have been 4-1, tight, close one, and like a 18-3 drubbing. So I'll call it a major, split the difference. That was odd.
Yeah, that is an interesting disparity there.
Yaya was 3rd at Midlands. He only lost to Albert.
Wow. That's really solid showing. Okay, so that's happening. Want to get into some Willie Pick'ems? Or should we? I think we pause right now.
I want to know if...
What?
Yeah.
I think we should pause
right now.
I
want to know if Kyle has aliens.
Yeah. It's time for Kyle Brackey's Alien Hour.
I don't have much this week. I've been really busy.
Right.
We need music for this.
We only have 18 events and then 2 on football this week.
You said after the last one that you had a good one
ready
for it. Yeah, you did. I'll have to rewind the tape. You're like, it was something from West Virginia.
Oh,
Shapeshifters.
No, that was Flatwood Monster. I'm not prepared today.
Oh, my gosh.
You literally told me about this 2 minutes before the show.
I said it in the tweet.
I did not expect for a show where we have to pick and do previews to have time to do this.
I said in the tweet.
At least tell us what the Flatwooder Monster is or whatever. What is it called?
Flatwoods Monster. Supposedly there was this UFO that landed in Braxton County, West Virginia. And
there's a county called Braxton County?
Yeah. And people went out to find this object, and when they went out to find this object, they found
Mountain Dew.
A very tall alien-like creature, and he was spotted in the county a few more times and then never seen again. But they have some. It's funny, around the county they have these big chairs that look like supposedly what the Flatwoods Monster look like. So you can go sit in the chair and get your picture taken with it and everything. So they've kind of embraced it.
Wow.
Now, how come aliens are always going to rural parts of the country where
they're never in Central Park.
Consume a lot of moonshine.
They don't,
and
why would they go there? They don't want to be seen.
Yeah, they're never in the financial district.
Yeah.
What do they have? Are they just loners?
What?
No,
They never go on Wall Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's shocking.
Trade
they're
stock.
never in like Chicago or L.A.
No. Although they say that the you mentioned what's it called? The Mothman's been seen in Chicago.
That's true. He's a different, but he's
not
a
an
different
alien.
breed, right? Exactly.
He's like a spirit.
He's a
monster.
humanoid.
Also, Chicago's a crazy place.
Someone
I wouldn't
asked
go
about
there either,
Bigfoot
even if I
in the
was-
questions. They just asked me my
The
thoughts on
aliens don't
Bigfoot.
go to freaking Chicago because the murder rate's so high. Is that
Yeah,
what
they're like,
you're
we're
Yeah.
not getting out.
Screw that.
I'm all in on Bigfoot.
Someone
saying? There
asked.
was one video in Phoenix that there's like there's
Yeah.
a famous video in Phoenix where there's UFOs.
Yeah, Area 51. Who knows? Okay, so
I promise moving forward. This is my declaration. Every Thursday, I will have something new for you guys. I promise.
so you have a week.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so let's go to another segment. Willie Pick'ems. Now,
All right.
Willie's got them in here. Willie, you have betting lines in here for these.
Well, I don't know what you want. I didn't know what you wanted, so I put the lines in there.
Well, what I really want, I wanted to go back and find the results of the last one because we never even recapped those results, and I couldn't find even what show it was on.
The last, I don't know if it was Willie Pick'ems. Because the long Midland scuffle one, that wasn't really Willie Pick'ems.
No, it was one where Bracky talked about whatever. Oh, the Mothman
Chicago.
Mothman Chicago, and then we had Willie Pick'ems out. We were bringing back all our segments, but I can't find which show that was to know if I won. So I'll just say I won, even though I don't know.
Yeah, that's what you did for like 2 years.
But I was also right, pretty much mostly always.
No, you don't know that.
Yeah. Okay, first one. It's a toughie. Patrick Glory versus Nick Piccinini.
Hold on. Is this, before we start, is this straight money line? Pick 'em? Just straight
What did
pick
you-
'em or spread?
There's a spread. Look in the doc.
Well, some of them don't have spreads, like Deacon.
Well,
I
then
went back and I couldn't look. Would you go back one show?
and this one
There were
doesn't
two
have
shows-
this one doesn't have a spread either.
Deacon North does. It's +8.
What's not in there?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
looking at it
whoops.
right here.
Sorry. Okay. But I said Patrick Glory, Nick Piccinini.
Who's going first?
Let's go. I go last, dude.
No, you go. No, I go last.
I'm taking pitch.
I'm gonna take him
Isn't
too.
this match to you? Isn't this match to you like who gets the turn? I feel like both of them are good on
Turn
top.
around the bend like Kentucky Derby. Who gets the turn hardest?
I'll take Glory.
You will?
Yeah.
I'll take Glory as well.
Pitch.
Even
No,
though
man, what are you taking?
even though Pitch is on my fantasy team.
No, man, what are you taking?
I'm taking pitch. I think that Glory's regular season he will take a few losses, i.e. Spencer and Pitch, but do outperform whatever his seed is at NCAA's.
Willie Pickham's update. I did beat Willie last time. I would Jacoby Smith versus Joe Smith. I took Joe. I would have been right there. He is clearly better, much better than Jacoby. But I was right about Chandler Rogers over Shane Griffith. And those were the only ones where we differed. So another dub for you.
Chandler Rogers didn't beat Shane Griffith.
Yeah.
At
Although
they didn't
he
wrestle
outplayed.
at Reno?
They didn't wrestle.
No, and they wrestled
outplayed.
at Scuffle, and
Okay, well-
Chandler injury defaulted.
Well, this
Shane was winning,
this
so
was
you
for-
didn't get it right.
This was for Reno.
Oh, no, but they didn't wrestle there.
Okay. Well, the one guy won the tournament and the other guy didn't.
Well, then they wrestled at Scuffle.
And Shane Griffith won.
Yeah.
So you lost.
Injury, by an injury default.
You lost, man.
Yeah, you don't win that bet.
No,
You don't.
That is.
You could say since the match didn't happen, this was a Reno bet.
Right.
It doesn't matter. The match
The
isn't
match
for
didn't happen
perpetuity.
at Reno. Then it
Either
didn't
way,
happen. Yeah.
either way, you lose, man.
Yeah.
No, I won again. Another win.
Certainly didn't
No,
win.
that's not a
Picky-
win.
Certainly not a win.
I obviously won. Everyone knows I won. You guys are doing a very poor job of trolling me.
I think
No,
Shane.
you're getting pretty mad.
Pretty sure Shane Griffith won.
At Reno? He won Reno? This was before Reno.
They didn't wrestle at Reno.
If they would have wrestled at Reno, he would have
Yeah.
won.
The first time they wrestled, Shane Griffith won.
Yeah.
Whatever. You guys are wrong.
The match has to happen
or
for the Willie Pick'em to count.
Yeah. So that one's a no contest, and then
Yes.
you lost the scuffle one.
Well,
Yes.
I get the
Why
Joe.
is it
No,
no
I get
contest?
Joe Smith though, because that's just a
What?
terrible pick. Jacoby to beat
What?
Joseph.
Did they wrestle?
They didn't wrestle.
didn't
That's a no
know-
contest as well.
Okay, I've never wrestled Joe Smith either.
Well, yeah, that's a no contest.
Yeah, it's no contest.
You didn't know that was Joe back then.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, right. And also, you're just saying he's better.
Because he is
And-
better.
And listen, when Chandler wrestled Griffith, they wrestled each other, and one guy won.
Injury defaults? Those don't count.
He
It
was
was a
winning
tie
at the time
match
of
in
the
the
injury.
third period.
Only because of the injury. All right.
No, also there was an escape.
Okay.
So
Next one. Caden G. Feller versus Matthew Kolodzik. You know, I got changed to start saying Gefeller because someone was like, that's how you say it. And then G and John Smith say G. Feller. So I'm back saying
I'm gonna
G.
go
Feller.
with what the kid says.
He says, well, they both say G. Feller.
Well, you can't always do that. Some kids don't know.
Why? Because what's his face told you that one time?
Prada.
Joey
Prada.
Prada.
I said Prada or Prada. He says I really don't know. Joey, you're 18.
Figure out how your name's said. Okay. This is Caden plus 3.5 versus Kolodzik. That's an interesting line, Willie. What do you think?
I think it's right at it, right at the line. I'm gonna go. Cade loses by 3. Kolodzik beats everybody by 3. He beat Lugo by 3 twice. He beat his other close win was by 3. I say he beats Caden by 3. Although maybe 4.
I'll take Kolodzik. Apparently, I'm high on Princeton for this duel.
Can Caden?
Does G
Will
cover?
Kolodzik ride
No. Yeah, that's the.
G?
Can Kolodzik ride G?
Yeah,
He's
and
going.
will.
I'm counting on that happening. I think he's going to.
So you think
Counting on that to cover the spread.
you taking
Right.
Colo G covering?
No, I'm taking Kolodzik.
You taking money line and spread?
Yeah.
On Colo.
I mean, that's what these
I'll
are.
take a 3-point. Yeah, I'll take a 3-point win by Kolodzik, which means I got G to cover. Kyle Bradkey, what do you got?
I'll take Kolodzik to cover.
I think it's a tough matchup for G.
I think G definitely covers.
I think the tougher matchup is the following day. What's the
Yeah,
spread?
oh, for sure, tougher. I mean, Ashnoltz looked like the best guy in the country for sure.
Well, I just mean that. I mean, in the cover, I think is tougher. Although to keep it within 4 of Kolodzik is no easy task. But Kolodzik's not putting up as many points against good guys. Not to say he's not as good as Ashnault, but Ashnault is just putting up points. I looked it up yesterday. Ashnault has one match this whole entire year where he didn't put up 10 points, and he put up 8.
Was that against Purinton?
Yes.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
That match really just sticks out because it's not even like, oh, bad day or whatever, because he killed everyone at Vegas other than Colin. So that was really weird. I don't know if that was the first match after the weigh-in or something, but it was kind of strange because it's actually a really close match.
8-5 it was. But other than that match, we put up 10 one time, and every other match was, massive scoring. So
Yeah. I see G not getting a take. I think he's gonna have a hard time taking down Kolodzik. Kolodzik's probably gonna do the thing where last 15 seconds he gets a takedown in the first period and rides him out 2-0 after 1. He's gonna get away. He's gonna ride him. Maybe get another takedown. That's kind of how I see it. We shall see. Next up, Evan Wick plus 2.5 against Vincenzo Joseph. That's happening live on Flow Sunday. Very juicy match. I am inclined to go Chinzo minus 2.5. I think he covers that. I'll even go first.
Chenzo covering 2.5. I think he does too.
So we're aligned.
Same. I can't unsee Marinelli taking him down. And
Right.
I think Chinzo's better on his feet.
And I think Chinzo's better underneath.
Yes.
I'm trying to
for
think.
Sure.
I'm trying to think of when we've seen him ridden.
Chenzo?
Yeah. Like ever. Did Aymar maybe one of them? Well,
maybe
one
yeah,
of the
maybe
matches.
one time.
I think one of the matches, because there was one match that the score
riding
was out of hand. It was like 10-3 or something.
So it would have been 9-3.
At Big Tens, I'm pretty sure it was. They had a close one.
The duel was
pretty close. Was close the first time they wrestled.
It's like 6-4 or something like that.
But he got out on Aymar. I remember him getting out on Aymar most times.
Oh, no, for sure. Certainly. I mean, he did at Big Ten finals. He did both NCAA finals, obviously. And then the Big Ten one was kind of ugly.
He put up 8 on him.
I think he got put on his back, like for a 2-2. Actually, he did something that he really should have pinned him. But Chinzo's just got those freaky hips. So anyway, this is not an Aymar Chinzo discussion, but I just don't think Wick rides him. And there may just be too much of an athletic advantage there. And clearly Chinzo can finish against tough scramblers.
That's what it was.
What's what it was?
He put up 10 on Massa in the finals. That's where I got confused.
Oh.
Chinzo gave up, takedown, escape, takedown, riding time.
111 riding time. So it wasn't ridden too, even that's pretty close. So, yeah, I feel pretty good about Wick, or about Chinzo covering that. But certainly, it's the one match we kind of haven't seen it this way, or the one challenger that Chinzo hasn't faced. And it's a guy that presents a really unique skill set. Whereas with Marsteller, it's like, okay, underhook guy, powerful. He's wrestled that guy in the NCAA finals twice. That's Aymar, right? So you feel like, okay, he can handle that style pretty well. But, you got a 6'2", 165-pounder. It's certainly, it's a question, right?
If you can finish clean against Wick, this is for anybody, but if you finish clean against Wick, it becomes much easier to beat him. And also, Chinzo is hard to take down as well. I think Wick will try to shoot a lot, but I don't know how effective it's going to be.
Well, it could be. He can close a lot of distance with his length, but Chinzo's short offense is really, really tough too. Okay, this one may be exciting. Dayton Fix versus Nick Soriano. This is the one that, you highlight this one, you get the schedules come out, and you say, oh my gosh, Fix Soriano at Rutgers, that's going to be insane. And both guys are undefeated. Neither have been taken down this year. They wrestled for 32 minutes or whatever it was. There's one takedown. And honestly, you could say that match was so long ago it was, but at the same time, what has really changed about them? They both have just kind of continued their arc at the same level. I don't see this I just don't see a strong deviation from that, other than there won't be unlimited overtime.
Of course, I always remember that match being fire, but when you go back and look at when you go back and watch it again, it was better than I remembered.
That's what
There was so many close scoring opportunities.
I thought the same thing. I mean, that's what I didn't realize. That's why I tweeted what I tweeted. I didn't realize how many times Dayton was so close to scoring. I just felt like kind of gridlock. Yeah, there were a couple nice little flurries, but for the most part, it's just them hand fighting. Dayton had a lot more opportunities than I remember, including one time where he almost got to rear standing, and Soriano kind of knee slided and was able to square up one time.
That was the one I remembered. The one I didn't remember, there was another time where Nick was darn near taken down, and I forget the sequence, but I remember that there was, because the one was almost like a flash takedown, right? It was it wasn't, but it was really close. And then there was another one where he was almost all the way around him on a pass by or something. But yeah, so many close opportunities, and both guys are so incredibly hard to take down, and for overtime, unlimited overtime that goes 30 minutes, you would think, oh, it's probably like watching paint dry, but the opportunities were there for both guys. It was an exciting no takedown overtime match. So, I mean, Nick's defense, Dayton's defense too, right?
Yeah. They're both they haven't been taken down. They both are really, really good. at keeping guys off their legs. They're both really good when guys are on their legs. I don't know, man. It's tough. The line is Dayton +1. I think that's right. I mean, actually, I think this is I would have been pick 'em for this if I was setting the line, just because I think they're too close to give Dayton an edge here. Because I'm just not sure of that.
I would have gone Soriano 1.5 only because I was talking to you guys about this yesterday. In the sense of, does the win happen in regulation, which would mean it would likely be 3-2, with one of them getting the takedown, or one of them having riding time, which that's more unlikely, or will it happen in stud victory and therefore be 2?
What about? Takedown? But there's also
I know. And then there's tiebreaker.
So basically, you're saying.
Yeah,
you want it at
like
1.5.
It should be like a prop bet.
Yes.
Overtime or regulation.
Yes.
Yeah. I think Nick's opportunity is riding. I think he's going to get away and ride, and I think that's how he wins.
Somebody brought up a really good point, and this, Christian, even goes back farther. So you say, what really changed? And this match was so long ago, but did anything change? When they wrestled in Akron, there was 0 takedowns.
Yeah.
They've wrestled like 45 minutes, and there's been 1 takedown.
Well, Akron was just one match, right?
Yeah.
1 4-minute match.
Yeah.
But still, okay. Just
but
shot
still, and
point.
all the time that they've wrestled, there's been one takedown. And do we really expect there to be a takedown within that 7 minutes or 9 minutes or whatever the overtime period is? I'm saying we're all fully prepared for a scoreless match, a scoreless regulation, and I'm going to say something happens and Dayton gets one. I'm taking Dayton.
Will this go the full 11 minutes?
I'm saying no. I'm saying I think Dayton gets one in regulation.
Okay. Yeah, I have a hard time picking. I didn't even want to make a pick this match. I said that earlier this week, and Kyle yelled at me.
It's ridiculous. You yell at Willie all the time about sitting on the fence, and then you're going to do it.
Listen, well, I didn't ultimately. But one, I'll be honest, it's hard for me to personally and publicly pick against Dayton.
Yep, it sucks. It sucks. You have a feeling in the pit of your stomach that you're going to be stabbed.
Yeah, I mean, that is a really awesome kid. And, you know, Dayton, I'll just tell this little story. After the scuffle, he comes up to me. He's like, hey, you got a Sharpie or blah, blah, blah. Get him a marker. He signs his press pass and gives it to my son, Caleb. And it's like, man, it's sometimes hard to compartmentalize.
So Nick's definitely not a good kid.
No, yeah, and that's the other thing. There's the other side of the coin. I really like Nick Soriano too. And so here I am. I didn't really want to do that. I didn't want to make a pick, but I picked.
I remember.
I sucked it up.
So I remember
that's why we get paid the big bucks.
We were leaving the arena in Cleveland last year. The medal rounds had just finished, so it's like 3-4 hour break before the finals. And TP and I are walking to leave to go eat, and there was a warm up mat in the back, and Nick was just getting ready to like get his first warm up in, and he was just running, and he looked at us, and he goes, "Number 1."
It was awesome.
He just did number 1. He had his headset in. He just did number 1.
Yes.
Great story.
Everyone knows I love Soriano too. You're explaining my problem. It's the same thing.
Okay, but you can still make a pick.
And I did make a pick. You know what? I got Soriano. I think he rides.
You think he gets riding time on Dayton?
Maybe.
That's how you enumerate. You said he's going to get out and ride him.
Yeah.
Which would mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. What do you think's more like? That's crazy that he would ride Dayton?
I think it is absolutely crazy that it gets decided in regulation on riding time by either guy. It could get decided in the second tiebreaker, and one of them has 8 seconds and one of them has 7 seconds.
I don't know.
But it sure as hell isn't going to be riding time in regulation.
Look at Nova with a
Easy
strong
with the
take.
language,
LTP.
man.
Yeah.
It sure is.
He already
down.
dropped a D-bomb last show.
W bomb too.
Yeah.
Bracky?
At the beginning of the week, I was like Soriano, and then I went Dayton.
Here we go.
And now I'm back to Soriano. I'm gonna take Soriano in the rack It's going to be
the rack
factor.
Jumping.
Here comes the Jersey accent.
Yeah.
Where'd he? Yeah.
Nikki.
I got Nikki.
Nikki protects his home turf.
So it's crazy. All right, we know where Nomad stands. It's impossible to ride Dayton Fix. Just an unfathomable occurrence. It could never happen. But so we have your take. It's not happening. Got it.
Neither of them are giving up riding time.
But Willie and Kyle, is that? Do you view that equally impossible? That is just
I would be surprised. I don't think it's absurd, but I would be surprised if he got riding time.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's feasible only in the sense that Nick, nobody rides Nick, and I could see him getting out in 5 seconds.
Yes.
I could see Dayton. I could see Dayton riding Nick for 45. I could see Dayton riding Nick for 30, 35. But I could also see Nick getting a good start and getting out in 5 seconds, and that kind of makes things a little weird. Well, I think it's highly, highly unlikely that Nick Soriano, without a takedown, has 1 minute more than Dayton.
Yeah. No, I mean I think it's just as unlikely that there's a first period or a regulation takedown too.
Sure. You know what? That's what I said. I'm expecting the unexpected.
I'm kind of with that.
Because I don't know why I keep thinking about this. But you know that stupid takedown? Nick gave up a stupid takedown last year to some guy that...
Brandon Cray?
Yes. And I'm like, what if Dayton... Like, Dayton could get a quick flash takedown like that, and like, in the first period, and it totally, like, busts our opinion.
Do you remember how that takedown happened? He was in on a double and just ran it too hard, and Craig just rolled through and ended up on top somehow.
I know.
It was really.
I'm the one that said it's flat. It was a fluky.
That is, dude. You know he wrestled Darian Cruz, and then you know all the guys he wrestled and beat last year, and that didn't take him down. It's just when you're wrestling someone you're way better than, you're Nolf gives up takedowns, right? Things happen, but when you know you cannot afford to give one up, I just don't see a takedown like that happening.
I don't either.
That's precisely what I'm saying. Is that I'm prepared for it not to go the way that everybody thinks.
Yeah.
Christian Piles tweets out, it looks like the way that Rivera should approach this is to weather the storm and hope for the best in the third period with Spencer. It totally doesn't go that way, but that's the result, right? It's Rivera gets the win. I think everybody on the planet is looking for Fix Soriano to come down to some razor-thin thing.
Yeah.
No takedowns. Go to 5th tiebreaker. And I'm saying I'm prepared to, something happens and there's a takedown in the first 45 seconds.
Yeah.
What if it was 8-7 and they just somehow traded takedowns?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It was an insane battle.
That would be the most. Yeah, that's the least likely. That would be awesome. Here's why I pick what I pick and said my prediction about how I kind of see the match going. I just don't see any difference from a neutral standpoint. I don't really see a guy as having an edge there. Maybe, and I could be wrong in underestimating Dayton from the top position because he's certainly really good there. He's good at riding. He can get, and at this level, you're talking about riding, not turning, right? It's he can turn guys, but at this level, it's riding, not turning. And I think that he is, I just think Nick's a little better on top. So that's where I see the opportunity. Maybe it's in tiebreakers he does it. But I think Nick has a little better style of riding, whereas is he going to get legs in? Dayton's proficient riding with legs in, but you got to get them in, right? So that's kind of how I see it.
With all due respect to the Serbian Sickle in Ann Arbor, the winner of this match will be your 2019 NCAA champion, and the winner of this match will be Dayton Fix.
Well, I think this is the NCAA finals. I believe.
How do they get it done? How does he get it done?
So you think winner here will ultimately win in March?
Yes.
How does you're picking? And I don't have an answer. So if you want to say I don't know, That's a fair thing. But how does Dayton beat Nick? If you're picking Dayton, how's it?
I think Dayton gets a takedown in the second sudden victory, and it is like the most absurd Super Saiyan thing, and like it's like a 30-second scramble, and he just gets him, and like Nick battles like insanely crazy. The Rack is on their feet, and Dayton just gets him. Like, look, Nick Soriano can obviously win this match. This is a very classic 51-49 type thing. Like where whichever one you're picking.
That's why I don't understand how you can say whoever wins here is gonna. I mean, it's like, man, it's a good.
Because
so basically, you're saying you're gonna get heads twice.
Yes,
So you don't actually believe it's 51-49 then.
Well, I do in the sense that I think that whoever's better is still going to be better in March. Even if it is a razor thin margin, right? So we like what we talked about with the Mark Hall Joe Smith thing, where like sometimes we look at a 1-point match and it's not actually as close as it can be, and I think that's what it's going to be here. And if it's Soriano that gets him, then I just think Soriano's a little better, and we'll get him again.
So you won't. So whoever wins this match, you will pick to win NCAAs.
Yes,
no matter what.
Barring a miraculous recovery from Seth Gross, who was my pick to start the year, but I don't think we're going to see him. If we are going to see him, I don't think he's going to be healthy. So, yes.
Well, Nick has been my pick throughout from preseason on.
Me and Nomad got Dayton. CP and Kyle got Soriano.
Tiger's the winner of the match.
Oh, man.
What else? What do you think the consensus is in America? Like, what do you think American fans... The really, really smart fans and the really, really dumb fans. All together. Like if America
think it's pretty close. I honestly think it's pretty close. I've seen some polls out there, and normally it's like absurd. Like one time it was like, and even though
when Dayton was supposed to wrestle Seth.
Yeah, what was it? It was like Dayton by. It was like 80-20 or 70-30 for Dayton. Like, just an absurd. It should not be that margin. It was that way with Marinelli Wick, right? Like
Marinelli Wick was.
It was like, and even though Marinelli won, it was like
33.
He got majored last time. Like
he lost 16-3.
You can't possibly go like 72-28 or whatever. Yeah.
I really think this is like 50-50 in the eyes of the community, and I think both of these guys have, because with Marinelli, he had the Iowa brand and a lot more energy and juice behind him, right?
Yeah.
I think both these guys have equal like
juice,
fandom, and there's like a lot of pizzazz around these guys as well. And there's a lot of the people that watch wrestling. Everyone really knows these guys are really close. And I think part of it is like their trajectory. Like when the times they've hit, they're just like right there, right? And it's just continued on like that for years now. 3 years later, and there's still basically super elite guys with a similar skill set.
I don't know why, but I really hope. So Joe Kane is going to be there, right? Breck, are you going to be there? Everybody's going to this duel, apparently, except for me.
Yes, I'm going.
I'm not going. No, you're not.
Okay, he's not going.
I'm not going.
All right, well, I hope Joe Kane or somebody gets like a very impactful picture of the handshake afterwards. I don't know why. I just feel like it's going to be like for whatever reason.
Wait,
I feel
what
like
did
it's
he say? I missed
the
it.
handshake.
He wants a very
like,
hold on, I'll explain. He wants a very impactful image of the handshake post match.
Like that is going to be the quintessential like two guys being like, well, good match. With I don't know, just like
I think it's going to be very
impactful.
It's not going to be what you think it is. I think one of them's just
it might not be. It might not be. But that's what I'm hoping for.
I think it's going to be on the cover of Time magazine.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping it's like I don't know.
Oh my gracious! All right, the guy wants handshakes.
There's going to be a lot of.
He must be
a lot of pictures of this.
He must be a big hockey guy. You know, they do the handshakes after the series.
Oh wow!
A big hockey guy.
He looks like a hockey. Never mind. Okay.
He looks like the Zamboni driver, maybe.
You ever driven a Zamboni?
Hey, you have to have I think you have to have a CDL to operate a Zamboni. So
you have a CDL?
2.
Oh my gosh! You don't have a regular DL. You lost your regular driver's license still in Houston.
Yeah, I got a driver's license right in there.
Oh, whatever.
Dirty Mike and the boys have your driver's license.
The boys are using your ID to open bank accounts and buy snuff at 7-Eleven.
Did you ever have your Zamboni jacked by Dirty Mike and the boys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is about a Zamboni heist is they can really only go on the ice. So you have to have a frozen river or something to get off the grid. All right.
To Minnesota.
I think
that's it for the picks, right?
for Zamboni talk. No way. We're just getting started.
Not Zamboni talk. You have what? You have Deuce Rachel in here against Mason Paris. I thought that was a joke. I hope that's a joke.
We didn't get to G versus Ashnault, which I think is a pretty interesting match. Mike Carr versus Kanan Storr, I think. And, Deuce Rachel versus Mason Paris. I just wanted that in there because I think people should know that match is happening.
No,
Yes.
It's not.
I think people...
You just wanted people to laugh at you putting Deuce Rachel in there.
Have we not established that Deuce is must watch? The man got a reversal with 1 second.
That was pretty impressive.
And you're going to say you're not excited about that match. All right, G plus 4.5 against Ashnault. What do you like, Willie?
Man, I don't know. I think I like Ash. On one hand, I like Ashnault because he's putting up so many points. On another hand, I feel like sometimes he just, I don't know, that Mike and Jordan match, he just kind of took his foot off the gas at the end. Still, I'm going to go Ashnault. I just think, I think he'll get a lead, and I think maybe G doesn't stop fighting, and Ashnault gets another one.
I think G covers. I don't really know why. I don't know why at all. 4.5.
I'm going Ash.
I think the data suggests Ashnault minus 4.5.
Yeah, I'll take Ashnault.
I'm just going with my brain or my heart or something. Maybe it's my stomach. Could be my spleen. But I'm taking G to cover, but not win.
Willie's G cover?
What? I took Ashnault.
I know, does G cover?
What?
Yeah, he says Ashnault minus 4.5. He thinks
so. G will not cover. Thank you, Willie.
Right.
I think Ashnault's going to win by like 6.
There you go.
Okay. Mike Carr versus Kanan Storr. That'll be the last one.
What's the line on that one?
There's no line. You just have to pick who will get their hand raised. I'm going to take... I'm going to take Storr.
I'm going to take Storr.
Smart money is on Storr because Carr hasn't wrestled in 6 weeks.
Oh, yeah. That's why I'm not. And Storr's, I don't know. Something about Storr that's like... Kid wrestles so hard.
He's having a good year, too.
Okay.
What's the intel on? I see you have Jacoby Smith, Nick Gravina in here. Mm-hmm. Frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if Jacoby didn't wrestle. I wouldn't be surprised. But
what happened?
He was a little dinged up at the scuffle. Listen, I'm not breaking news here. I'm not saying Jacoby's not wrestling. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised. How healthy is Gravina? When has Gravina wrestled?
He just wrestled.
Yeah, he won against Minnesota.
Okay. How did he look? I just haven't seen him in a long time. I don't know what to expect.
It was a crazy match that he had to come back from in the last 15 seconds. You should pick Jacoby.
Okay.
Don't listen to him. Dude, pick who you want to pick, man.
No, I would take Jacoby. I would take Jacoby regardless. I mean, I think Gravina's going to have a tough time with Mason Reinhardt.
I agree with that. I'll take Gravina, though.
Against Jacoby.
You heard me.
Oh, boy.
I had a couple wild card picks here.
Okay.
I feel like I'm going a little Willie Saylor here. But I love the gravy train. It's hard.
If Jacoby doesn't wrestle,
I win.
Fake news. That's never been the policy, you goofs. Hey, real quick, who you got? Northern Iowa plus 5.5 Nebraska.
I don't know. I can't. That's.
Where's the match?
Lincoln.
He's like, all right, West Gym's good for 3.
Austin O'Connor Kolodzik.
Oh yeah, Kolodzik.
That's also happening.
149. 149 could be anyone's. Well, basically, if you beat Kolodzik.
We got a line on that one, Will?
It's 3. O'Connor getting 3 even.
No, I got O'Connor covering that for sure.
Yeah, O'Connor doesn't.
That's a silly line.
Points.
I don't like that line. That's gonna get crushed.
So you got Cola with O'Connor covering.
Yes.
Willie?
I have Kolodzic with Kolodzic covered.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting. I think it'll be tight.
So, I mean, the line on Deacon Dolph is 8. Who you guys taking?
Give me Deacon's points, but for sure.
Okay.
How about you?
I think Nolf covers. I think Nolf's going to major him.
Same.
Okay.
Might even pin him in a tilt, right? What do you think, Kyle?
If he wants to, he'll do it.
He'll pin him in a tilt.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, we have friends and they have questions, Willie.
Yeah,
They're not your friends, for the record.
Yes, they are.
They're our friends.
I'll tell you, the ones that are my friends ask good questions. Actually, almost all the questions you ask here, they are my friends. The ones that aren't my friends ask dumb stuff.
No.
You just dig yourself in a deeper
You're rude.
hole every time.
Just at the beginning of this bit, you don't have to try to defend and explain why you hate these people again. We know. It's established, so stop explaining why you don't like them.
They're beneath you.
Jobber Glorified. How can you call 197 a weak weight class when it has Patrick Brucky's biceps? He's right.
Yeah.
And I won't call it weak ever again because
Strong.
I will.
his biceps make up for it.
And if Preston Weigel's back,
If you get Weigel,
watch out.
watch out. The Arnold Classic, 197. That's what we'll call it. Okay. Which match has a higher total score, Fix Soriano or G-Fell or Schnuck? Why did I even ask that? That's a stupid question. Sorry.
Normally, life's too short to bet the under, but bet the under on Soriano.
I shouldn't have.
Here's the problem. You
Don't
just
say-
put
don't
Ben
say that.
Randolph on blast.
Yeah, don't say that, dude.
What?
You
Look,
set
stupid
yourself up. I
question.
think
You are Willie.
Man,
You're
what?
suspended. I'm going.
Okay, you know what? I'll at least own it. I shouldn't have said that. Ben Randolph's a good question asker. I'm surprised.
A kid named Weaver. Why is Willie so grumpy? What's your answer this morning?
Weaver's just. I know.
No.
No?
Answer the question. You want to
Weaver's
answer the
just doing
questions,
it.
you answer the questions.
Why am I so grumpy? I'm not grumpy. I just. I don't know. Crush cues from F's. Tick me off like that question. Who was a higher over under? Fix Soriano or Schnulte G-Feller? And then you guys wonder why I say some of these questions are stupid?
All right, moving
I
on.
think
Thanks for
Chris
showing us
just
why you're
sabotaged
grumpy.
himself.
Chase White at Chase the Dream. If Drake started wearing Penn State gear, could Penn State overcome the hashtag Drake curse, or would they fall victim to the curse and not win NCAAs this year?
I think if I'm a coach, I'm doing anything I can to get Drake in some Penn State gear.
That's a great question.
You can't count on. Listen, you tried beating him in wrestling. I don't think it's happening anytime soon. You get Drake involved, he's the kiss of death. I mean, Bama,
Kentucky.
McGregor.
Yeah. Man.
It was funny during the third quarter, Clemson football, like, screenshotted Drake in the Alabama sweatshirt and said something about, like, someone get this man a Tiger Paw sweatshirt. And then everyone was like, no, don't get him that. And they're like, yeah, scratch that. Never mind. Don't give him a Clemson sweatshirt.
Do you see this question by Eric V., who was a fan of tacos?
Yeah, he has. What about the starting at 41?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
What
the
are the odds
follow-up
that
question.
Rutgers, Oklahoma State starts at 141 pounds? Follow up. How tone deaf are the coaches if they don't start the duel at 141 pounds? Well, John Smith has started at.
He's made these sacrifices before.
Yeah, for sure. We've seen that happen.
We saw it Hyle Meredith and then earlier this year for Fix Bridges.
Right. So I think there's probably fine odds, and I would imagine that Coach Goodale would want to as well. So yes.
They're that place is gonna be packed, right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And Nomad, are you gonna hawk your tickets? You have season tickets, don't you, bud?
Oh, yeah, they're gone.
Did you scalp them?
Oh, yeah. Great return on investment.
What, SeatGeek?
I'm not going to let you know where I scalp my tickets. That's illegal. I didn't scalp them.
Is it though?
I don't think
There's
it's illegal.
like sites. There's like 4 million sites that are set up for it. I want Johnny from Roanoke's question. Christian, can you throw it in there?
Yeah, I didn't copy it into the doc. I can pull it up here quickly. He asked.
I don't get why you get to call the shots here.
Go ahead.
Because it's great.
You read Johnny from Roanoke's question because I want to hear it because I haven't heard it yet. But you stop talking.
Yeah. If Colonel Jessup gave an order that Santiago wasn't to be touched, and his orders are always followed, then why would Santiago be in danger? Why would it be necessary to transfer him off the base? That's a great question.
The best question of all time. Well played, John.
He ordered the code red. Man,
the code red.
I would love to act out that scene from both perspectives. That would be so freaking fun. That's what drives my wife crazy. But every time that movie's on, I stop what I'm doing and watch it.
Was there actually a flight from Andrews Air Force Base that left at 0800?
Probably
not.
He's like, he can make a whole flight disappear. We know that.
That is one of those movies where you're flipping through and you get to what channels it might be on, Christian.
AMC.
It might be on AMC or something. And you're like, you don't even want it to be on. You're like, now I'm screwed. I got to watch it.
You have to watch it. You have to watch it. Oh, it's so great. It's a great movie. All right, A Few Good Men talk. Any other ones before we go?
Someone asked, why aren't there more duels during the week? There's a lot of congestion this weekend for duels on your platform, but not a lot during the week. As a huge fan, I wish we had some during the week or more spread out.
I do too. I don't know.
That was Jacoby Watson, by the way.
So Jacoby Smith wants to know why we don't. Why he doesn't get to wrestle on Tuesdays more. I wish they did.
I mean, you can just tell. You can just tell social media interaction, right? If UNI Nebraska, which is happening this week, right? This weekend. If it happens on a Saturday, people are watching. They're interested.
The diehards.
But they're also interested. You also have the group that has to go to their high school to watch wrestling. They have to take little Johnny to this place. The mom has to go to the mall.
Of course. Where else would a mother go?
No, I mean, stop it. But there might be NFL football on, right? But if UNI Nebraska was on Wednesday, it'd be appointment viewing. Everybody would be talking about it. Social media would be all about it. That's all anybody would be talking about.
I don't know if it's like a school thing because there's college basketball games on the middle of the week all the time. But they don't really have to go to school either.
That's what I think the thing is.
I think wrestling we have actual students, whereas basketball there's like fake entire courses.
I honestly think that's what it is. No, I'm dead serious. I truly 100% believe that the college coaches, we're not going to do a Thursday duel. The kids are going to miss class and they have to get their stuff in and they can't miss. We miss enough classes as it is. Where basketball and football is like, the tutors got this, right? They're doing the papers for them. I mean, they literally, for real. Yeah. I'm dead serious.
Well, it's not a thing in football, but yeah, for sure, basketball.
How about shout out to Drexel and Penn for changing the time of the duel so people can watch the Eagles game?
They moved their duel up before because it was like later in the afternoon, so they moved it up so it'll be done before the Eagles-Saints game.
That's smart. Good thinking. Okay.
I just thought that was funny.
Is everybody ready?
Yeah, it's great.
We good to go?
Everybody's ready.
9:14. All right. Thanks to Johnny from Roanoke for. Now we're gonna go watch A Few Good Men.
Oh, Willie, you'll be at Who's Number One duels, and then you're gonna swing by Oklahoma State Rutgers, right?
Yeah.
Hey, the Ferraris left the garage.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah, they left the garage. I wanted to write something up. It kind of happened in a weird way, and things still aren't settled, which is why I didn't write it up. Yeah, I mean, they toured Bergen Catholic. That happened, and a lot of people tweeting that they know what's going on, but I'm not going to put stuff out there that's not 100% confirmed. So, I'm not going to put it out there as fact. So still waiting. The fact is, we're still waiting.
Got it. Okie doke. We are good to go.
I might even go to Princeton UNC
You
tomorrow
won't.
night.
I know you're not going to go.
Yep.
For Kolodzic.
Willie's the king of
O'Connor
wanting to go places and not going to them. He will not go to this duel. Mark
CP currently has Denver airport conspiracy theories pulled up on his computer.
From Johnny from Roanoke. I'm not familiar with this one. I'm trying to get learned up because I don't know.
You're not familiar with the Denver airport?
Kyle, research.
Conspiracy theory? No.
Oh,
we gotta
yeah,
go.
big one.
Kyle, next time for Alien Hour, you research the Denver airport stuff, and that's your assignment.
I've heard of it, but I don't know enough about it to speak on it.
There's some weird
Definitely
crap
need to
going
do
on
some
there.
reading.
They make jokes about it, too.
I'm going to make a note right now. That will be Thursday's Kyle
They say there's a
Brackey
Nazi
Alien Hour.
runway. Oh, that's not
There you
good.
go.
We've
There's
all
lots
flown
of
there.
stuff.
At least I have.
Illuminati.
I have too.
Shoot. It's
We're
not
all
good.
part of it.
You know Denver, Nomad's been to Denver.
They did something last year. Yes, I go to Schultz frequently. I fly through Denver.
Yeah, I know.
No,
They
wasn't
did something
there, like-
last year
Go ahead.
where they had one of those. They had something up that was like the single eye or whatever. It's like, is this just interesting art or is it Illuminati? Like the Denver airport plays into it too, which is great.
There was definitely one weekend where you'd been on the road for like a month straight, and you like told us, you're like, "Hey, this weekend I'm taking a trip, and I'm not telling any of you where I
didn't
go."
go to Denver.
You went to Colorado though.
Nope.
Oh.
I flew into Denver for the.
Didn't you fly into there though to go
nope.
on?
I flew into
I think he
Denver
said he was going
for
to Denver.
Yeah,
for
he lies a lot.
Yeah.
He went to see some chick.
All right.
the
Play music. Play music.
I flew into Denver for a flow film. The kid with one leg. from
Doyle
Wyoming.
Trout.
Doyle
Doyle?
Trout.
God.
Doyle Strong.
You don't know his name?
Well,
Please,
you guys
why
kept
is the
you
music
guys-
not
Play us
playing?
out.
because you
Play
guys
us
kept
out.
trying.
giving me about Denver
The
here.
music's
Play
not
us out.
playing.
Yeah,
I'm
that's your
powerless
fault.
to
It's your
leave.
fault that the music's not
Oh,
playing.
there it is.
Be more
Thank
disrespectful,
goodness.
dude. Apologize.
Thank you to
I'm
A6.
sorry, Doyle. I couldn't remember because these jokers are trying to do all kinds of different stuff.
We're doing so many different stuff. This show was off the rails, start to finish. And for that, I apologize. I will take ownership of this failure. Thank you for listening. Lots going on this weekend. Lots of wrestling to be watched. We'll be back Tuesday. Thank you to A6 once more. And that's it. Goodbye. Good night. Thank you.
Bye.